Alright. Welcome everyone and thank you for coming. You are each an important part of Bonnie and Chelo's circle of family and friends, and they are exceedingly happy that you are here with them today. We are gathered to witness and celebrate the marriage of Bonnie and Chelo. With love and commitment, they have decided to live their lives together. To begin, Bonnie and Chelo have selected a few short passages that represent what this day means to them. From Diane Ackerman, love. What a small word we use for an idea so immense and powerful. It has altered the flow of history, calmed monsters, kindled works of art, cheered the forlorn, turned tough guys to mush, consoled the enslaved, driven strong women mad, glorified the humble, fueled national scandals, bankrupted robber barons, and made mincemeat of kings. How can love's spaciousness be conveyed in the narrow confines of one syllable? Love is an ancient delirium, a desire older than civilization, with taproot stretching deep into dark and mysterious space. From the movie Frida, I don't believe in marriage. Let me be clear about that. I think at worst it is a hostile political act, a way for small-minded men to keep their women in the house and out of the way, wrapped in the guise of conservative religious nonsense. At best, it is a happy delusion. It is two people who really love each other, who have no idea how truly miserable they are about to make each other. But when two people know that, and they decide with eyes wide open to face each other and get married anyway, I don't think it's conservative or delusional. I think it's radical and courageous and very romantic. From Robert Fulgham. You have known each other from the first glance of acquaintance to this point of commitment. At some point you decided to marry. From that moment of yes to this moment of yes, indeed you have been making promises and agreements in an informal way. All those conversations that were held riding in a car, or over a meal, or during long walks, all those sentences that began with, when we're married, and continued with, I will, and you will, and we will, those late night talks that included someday, and somehow, and maybe, and all those promises that are unspoken matters of the heart. All these common things and more are the real process of a wedding. The symbolic vows that you are about to make are a way of saying to one another, you know all those things we've promised and hoped and dreamed? Well, I meant it all, every word. Look at one another and remember this moment in time. Before this moment, you have been many things to one another. Acquaintance, friend, companion, lover, dancing partner, and even teacher. For you have learned much from one another in these last few years. Now you shall say a few words that take you across a threshold of life, and things will never quite be the same between you. For after these vows you shall say to the world, this is my husband, this is my wife. Finally, I think we can all agree that these two have overcome some particularly unusual obstacles to come together. And this quote from Gabriel Garcia Marquez best expresses how they both feel now after so much time apart. It was the time when they loved each other best, without hurry or excess, when both were most conscious of and grateful for their incredible victories over adversity. Life would still present them with other mortal trails, of course, but that no longer mattered. They were on the other shore. All right, so here we go. Do you, Bonnie, take Chelo to be your husband, to respect him, to care for him in sickness and in health, in good times and in bad, to love him unconditionally, to support him in his goals, and promise to be an all-around awesome wife? But before you answer, let me remind you of these great words of wisdom from author Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Tell him yes, even if you are dying of fear, even if you are sorry later, because you will be sorry the rest of your life if you say no. Please place the ring on Chelo's finger as a symbol of your commitment to him. Right. turn, Chelo. Do you, Chelo, take Bonnie to be your wife, to respect her, to care for her in sickness and in health, in good times and in bad, to love her unconditionally, to support her in her goals, and promise to be an all-around awesome husband? Before you enter, Chelo, let me remind you of those same words of wisdom from Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Tell her yes, even if you are dying of fear, even if you are sorry later, because you will be sorry the rest of your life if you say no.
Yes.
Please place the ring on Bonnie's finger as a symbol of your commitment to her. Lastly, I would like to leave you with some advice on marriage. To keep your marriage brimming with love in the loving cup, whenever you're wrong, admit it. Whenever you're right, shut up. I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss each other.
Woohoo! Congrats.
Thank you for coming.